What's going on, Eagles Nation? It's your boy Justin. Welcome to Inside the Eagles. I'm joined by my guys, as always. Or wait, or am I? Where's the Moose? The Moose is actually leaving Ash Wednesday Mass right now. He's not at a bar getting drunk. I promise you, folks. He's on his way. He's trying to get here. But I got my other guys with me. I got the man, the myth, the legend, no shirt, Dom. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up, Just? How you doing, brother?
Another day, another dollar. And I got the man, the myth, the legend, Steve. What's up, Steve?
What's up, my friends? Another day to talk some Philly sports, and always craziness going on in this town, my friend. Always craziness.
Always. And let's start with actually, speaking of craziness, this isn't really breaking news, but they just changed the name of the NovaCare complex. It will no longer be the NovaCare complex, guys. It is now going to be the Jefferson Health Training Facility, I think is the name of it. And just real quick, I mean, it's not a major storyline, but what are your guys' thoughts on that?
It's like when they changed Columbus Boulevard. It's always going to be Delaware Ave. Like, come on.
Yeah. Heinz Field is now it's always Heinz Field, right? Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
I
it's
still
just
think
it's
Heinz
so
Field.
stupid.
Yeah.
I know. They should name it the No Shirt Dom Training Facility, I think. That sounds
Training with
pretty good to
confidence,
me. But yeah. If you had to run training camp, no shirt, Tom, how would you run training camp for the Birds?
Well, first and foremost, I think we would start with a confident saying, first and foremost, that we believe in ourselves, and then hit the laps.
All right. Positive affirmations.
Yep, hit the
Hit
laps.
the laps, yeah. To the hill. Nobody wears a shirt. That's the protocol. So.
Oh yeah.
But all right, guys. We're obviously
that's a
yeah.
given.
But we're in the off season here, and not a lot of obviously game stuff we can talk about. Not a lot of in season stuff. But
talk about the stupid lists and stuff have already come out.
oh yeah. The list never end apparently, and geez, pick your poison. They had the list that ranked the Eagles the 40th best championship team of the last 60 years. They just had another list where they said Jalen Hurts was ranked. I think what was it, the top 100 quarterbacks. They had him, I think.
Yeah,
just
he was in the. I still want. I'm trying to figure this one out. How is Randall Cunningham? And I love Randall. All right, we were just talking about this on my other show. How's Randall Cunningham ranked before Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand it.
Listen, I love me some Randall. Randall was my first quarterback in reality, right? So I get it, but how? And Jalen's what? Like, I think he was like 75 or something like that. I get it. He's still young in his career, but like, come on, guys.
I still don't get it. He's a Super
the
Bowl
Jalen
MVP.
Hurts disrespect is just off the charts. Let me go ahead.
No, it doesn't even end there. Did you see who was voted the most hated player in football?
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Yes, Jalen Hurts. Yes. Ridiculous. Now, why do you guys think that is? Why do you guys think Jalen Hurts is the voted the most hated player in football? Why?
Go ahead, Steve.
It has to be success, man. It has to be hate and success. I think when I was talking with Marvin and Ben today about it, Marvin brought up a good point. He was in Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where everyone was absolutely done and had enough of Nick Saban and them winning national championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he had already kind of leached off of that. 2, he's here in Philadelphia, right? And we're the most aggressive fan base. We're the stupidest. They've called us all kinds of different things, so I think it leaches off to that. But the other side of it, I think the reason why we're all sitting there like scratching our heads is he's not like the guy that's the face of everything. He doesn't need to be the loudest guy in the room. He doesn't need to have stats. He just wants to win championships. He's the most calm, cool, collected quarterback that we've probably ever seen. No matter what's thrown at him, it doesn't change who he is, how he acts. He's an even keel guy. And part of that, I think, is why he gets this undeserved hate. Because nothing anyone can say to them can frazzle him, can throw him off, to get a reaction of him. Even the Kansas City game, talking about how many yards he had, and Chris Jones was running his mouth, and he basically told him, "Shut up, we're about to win this game," right?
Yeah, I saw that.
There's I want to know who was voting. Was it fans voting? Was it players vote? Like, how did you tally up those votes? Because that's a real question. Because I mean, the only other thing is just it has to be the fans, and he's on there because of the tush push. Honestly,
Bro,
so
the tush
Yeah,
push, and also the reason why he's most hated, he carries himself different. Like Steve was saying, kind of piggyback off that. He carries himself different. He's a straight edge guy. Like he doesn't have no emotion. He plays with no emotion, and it's frowned upon
yep.
because everybody wants a quarterback to have the emotions. You want that when you win a Super Bowl, they want him to go crazy and start crying, and you see him on the sideline having a conversation with AJ Brown. We need you,
Yeah,
man.
you're right.
Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
They hate him because they ain't him. You know what I mean? They hate him because they ain't him. It's kind of like he's the calm, cool, collected cat that he just like we love him. We're Eagle fans, but it's like it seems like the national media just has some bone to pick with him, and they're always giving him this hate, this blatant disrespect. It's ridiculous. From the Nick Wrights of the world and the Colin Cowards of the world, and the just you go name it. You're these pundits out there that just always seem to just disrespect Jalen Hurts. And look, I know this year sucked, but we just got to get back to just proving people wrong and doing what he always does and just win. You know what I mean? Just win, win, win. So, speaking of winning,
What
we're in
does
the
DJ Khaled
offseason,
say,
guys. And
Justin? I'm sorry. What does DJ Khaled say, Justin? All we do is win, no
he
matter
says,
what.
yeah, his videos and your videos kind of look alike sometimes.
You
I just
feel me?
throw that out there. But yeah, I feel you. I feel you, man. You two should do a collab. Hey, speaking of collabs, no shirt Dom,
Talk to me.
you're no shirt Dom. Why don't you ever try to do a collab with Big Dom from the Philadelphia Eagles? Have you ever thought
Bro,
about that?
I had dreams of it, and them dreams haven't came true yet. But one day it's going to happen. I'll pray on it. But I did meet him
It's the
at,
two biggest Doms in the fan base. I mean, they got to collab sometime.
you feel me? And then listen, bro, I met him at the softball game, which is coming up May 2nd. They just released that. But I met him at the softball game.
Yeah. So May 2nd, tell the folks about that. No, sure. We got a big event May 2nd, Coca-Cola Park in the Lehigh Valley, and tell the
Lehigh
folks what's
Valley.
going on then.
Yeah, Devonta Smith,
Yes,
fifth
sir.
year. I'm sorry, fifth annual celebrity softball game. It's gonna be amazing. Clearbridge is doing their thing with this. They also hosted the tailgate in the park with Brandon Graham. But every year it gets better and better at the softball game. Make sure you be there. I am gonna be there, even though my brother's gonna kill me for this, Justin. His baby shower is that day, May 2nd. But I
Mm.
will be there. I will be at both the softball game as well as the baby shower.
So you heard it here first, folks. No Sure Dom is skipping his family's baby shower to attend a celebrity softball game from Devonta Smith. That, my friends, is dedication. I love to hear it. I love to hear it. And by the way, folks, me and No Sure were at the game last year together.
Yes, sir.
I was literally, you remember that, No Sure? You were right there in the front row behind the dugout. We were there, and it was an awesome time, guys. So May 2nd, Coca-Cola Park, get your tickets. They officially went on sale yesterday for the 5th annual Devonta Smith celebrity softball game. Jalen Hurts did not play in it last year, but he usually plays in it. They usually get a bunch of big names to play in it. BG, T.O., Big Play Slay,
Saquon,
Saquon.
Jahan.
They all come and play in it. So Jahan, yeah. So it's a great time, and check it out. Now, guys,
And
we're in
I'm
the
sorry,
off
your boy,
season, and I have a very
Justin,
simple.
Justin, how do you forget your boy, Kenny Yeboah? Leon Valley's own as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So my guy Kenny Yeboah that I've been working with for like feels like 10 events in the last few months. I had no idea who he was last year, like personally, like on a personal level. Like didn't ask for a photo with him, didn't talk to him or nothing. He was there. He was right in front of me last year. I didn't even say hello to the guy. And then come to find out, when I got to know him this year, Kenny Yeboah, Detroit Lions tight end, former Jets tight end, he's going to play in it again this year, and he's good friends with Smitty, and I think that's going to be a different relationship if I, get a chance to see him there again this year. So
I'm sure.
for sure. Yeah. Shout out to my guy, Kenny. So, but May 2nd, guys, check it out. And Steve, maybe you can get down there as well. It'd be a good time. And I'll ask Moose as well, too. But we're in the off season now, guys. And I have a very simple, direct question for both of you. And that is, what is your biggest priority this off season for the Eagles? Like, what's your biggest priority that you want to see the team, Howie, whatever, accomplish from now until the start of the regular season?
Kick this one off, Dom.
I say go focus in the draft, go get a nice offensive lineman, at least a tackle to replace Lane Johnson, maybe a guard to replace Landon Dickerson, who's so-called retiring. But again, focus on the draft. Make sure we draft well this year once again.
Mhm.
And then just let's fire up the haters with the AJ Brown and everything. Let's get everybody together. That's what I hope we at least that's what Howie and Nick does together. Get them two together.
Hey, man, I like that a lot more than these pundits out there that are like, "You should draft the quarterback in the second round this year and just, start your" ridiculous. So, hey, I can't argue. I can't argue with that notion. That's a pretty good priority to have. So, what about you, Steve?
You gotta figure out what you're doing with the guys that you already have on your roster, right? You have to figure out if you're gonna bring back a Dallas Goedert, if you're going to bring back Jalen Phillips, if you're gonna bring back N'Kobe Dean, if you're gonna bring back a Reed Blankenship, you have to figure out how that whole thing looks. I've seen a couple posts over the last week or so with people sitting there saying, you let Michael Carter go and you see, you free up almost $10 million in cap space there.
Mhm.
Obviously Diamond already hit it on the head with hitting the draft again. I think that's a redundant one. We have to hit that every year. If
Yeah,
not, you're going to be unbalanced on some things. If you don't at least get, 2 to 3 guys out of your 7 rounds of drafting that isn't going to be a difference maker on your team this year, you're
yeah,
you know you're already playing behind the 8 ball. So
Mhm.
yeah,
what
yeah.
I
I would agree.
is I agree with the fact that you do need to look at the offensive line being as up and down as it was last year. If not this year, next year you're going to have to figure out what you're going to be doing as far as Lane Johnson goes. If we're seeing the end of Landon Dickerson, then you absolutely need to figure something out. And then we also have to have that big question around it is that you don't have a Jeff Statland there to kind of groom these guys in the way they have been over the last 10 plus years or so. So you have some question marks there. You do have to figure out tight end. You have to figure out what you're doing with Dallas Goedert, because if not, then your tight end is coming through one of those first or second round picks. You have to.
Yeah,
I know that there are some free agents. Everyone's talking about, getting Pitts out of Atlanta since he's the Philly boy, but he's gonna ask for more than $10 million a year. And at that point, why don't you just bring Dallas Goedert back and try
Right.
to figure something out that way?
yeah, yeah. I agree with both of you. I think both
We
of
do
you.
absolutely have to address CB2. We have to address CB2.
Yeah,
We already know that in Vic Fangio's defense, he does not want to move Cooper DeJean from that slot corner position. He's a first team All Pro last season, so I
Mhm.
can't argue with that. You can't
yeah,
argue with that. You have to figure out what you're going to do if you're going to get another free agent to kind of fill in. There's a bunch of question marks around it. I know everyone's talking, oh well, what if Slay comes back? Let's not retread Slay. Listen, I love Slay, don't get me wrong, but
It's my dog,
mentally
but
I can't sit there and say I think he's the same player that he was when we first signed him four,
yeah.
5, 6 years ago.
What are he's like 35, and if you're a cornerback in the NFL and you're 35, that's like 45. You know what I mean? Like you can't. So take it with a grain of salt.
right.
So, and then
Not saying he
again,
can't
we were
play,
just
but
talking about if you don't bring back a Reed Blankenship, who's probably going to get top 10 safety money, where do you
yeah,
go? You have Makumba there, who's obviously a year under the belt. He was looking really good before the injury in Dallas. So like
But
you
he was
have
injured coming into the
some
season
question
too.
there, but you have to address this, and you
yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
have to get a pass rusher. I get bringing Jalen Phillips back, I get it. I really do. But if there really is a chance where you can go out and you can make a trade and you can bring in a Max Crosby or something to that effect,
yeah,
you have to entertain it. You really do.
yeah,
That
Another way you can bring the top down is if you sign, Jordan Davis to a multi-year extension and get him off that 5th-year option, you could potentially drop his cap number down, giving you more flexibility.
mhm.
would it be Howie Roseman this offseason, man? That guy's a wizard, man. All the moves he has to make.
He is, but they got a lot on their plate just like they did last year, and you're gonna have to make some hard choices. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
you
Yeah.
you
Well, we
got
talked about it before. Out of all those names,
there.
somebody's probably not coming back.
And then the other thing is, what do you do with receiver number 3? Do you bring Jahan Dotson back?
You gotta bring
Do
Jahan
you
back.
go out and see what?
You
Go
gotta
out
bring
and see
Jahan back.
what?
Jahan proved himself. Every time his number was called,
Yeah,
he was taken
but
care of.
do you pay
And it
him the
wasn't a
money
lot.
for a guy that you can get the league minimum? You know what I mean? That's the real question there. Do you want to pay that money out and not allocate that elsewhere?
You want a Super Bowl, and you go get it.
Jahan Campbell's one of them special guys. I'm not going to sit there and say it, but he's a luxury you don't really have to pay for. And if you let him walk, here's the upside of that: you're going to get a comp pick for him, and because he was a first round draft pick, you're going to get a decent comp pick back for him. So these are another reasons why Howie makes those moves, because if they leave, you get the comp pick back for him, and then you can use that to trade up, make a trade during the regular season, and not lose your picks.
Right.
People are also forgetting that the Eagles have, I think it's four picks in the top 100. That's a very hard thing to do. So he can very well replenish what he loses that he doesn't resign through the draft, but you have to hit on him. You have to hit on, and or you go and make a trade and you try to bring in a proven commodity. I don't think Bradley Chubb should be signed here. He was basically let go because he couldn't get after the quarterback. He's gonna ask for, again, top 10 defensive end type of money.
What was the edge rusher he brought from the Jets?
Go ahead.
For Hassan Reddick. What was the edge rusher?
Yeah, Hassan Reddick. No, he left the Jets, and now he's down there in Tampa Bay. The Moose!
The Moose is loose.
To the Moose.
Look at that.
Is loose.
All ashed up and ready to go. He got hot takes on the Eagles in the name of the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now rip the Eagles. We're talking about the offseason priorities for the Eagles. Thing he prioritized. Knowing Howie, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes like D-line for some reason. That's just what he does. You know what I mean? But I think that's a position of need. I would say so. Do you guys? Here's my next question for everybody. Super Bowl window. We all know we're technically in it. We won the Super Bowl last year. Do you guys believe our Super Bowl window is actually opening because we have all the young talent like Quinion and Coop and all that? Like we're just kind of ascending into it? Are we just in the window right now, or is our Super Bowl window? Is our window closing? Are we actually on the down scale of the window? What do you guys think?
I think we're ascending. I think we're young.
Okay. Yeah, I would say so. I think we all would agree we're in the window right now. It's more so a matter of, do you think we're kind of like, this is 5 to 10 years. This is
the Giants fans, they think the dysfunction that they have the potential to go from worst to first. I seen this Giants content creator. Her name's like Nicole Gist, and she was like, the dysfunction in Philadelphia, Dallas, wasting Dak's prime, which I don't disagree with. Washington, they're not young enough, nor can stay healthy enough. I don't disagree with that either. But the fact that they're stupid enough to think that they could go worse than first is absolute hilarity to me. It's one of these things where it's just like, there's so many things we can argue about what should happen during the offseason. Listen, we're firmly within the window just because of where you are. We haven't got to the point where you have to pay a lot of the guys on the defense yet. And I think that we have to be very careful who we bring back. I think it's a very real thing that the exciting mics are done, at least here in Philadelphia, that they'll very well use one of their top 100 picks to go bring in a safety and do it that way. But I also think that, as I was sitting there saying, it also depends on what they're going to wind up doing with Dallas Goedert.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's the real X factor of what's going to happen this offseason.
I think they resign him.
Yeah. Well, Steve's on the record. I know Steve always says, "Well, Grant can't block." That's what you're about to say, right? Because he does struggle with the blocking. But Grant, I mean, when his number's called, he can show up. But I mean, I don't think Grant Calcaterra is going to be your future at tight end, unfortunately. I agree with everybody. I mean, there's a lot of things we got to address. But I mean, if you're asking for my actual pick on like an offseason priority, I would just say get the offense just going. I'm going to literally not even worry about the defense so much as opposed to just that offense, because it was a unit of football that was so bad last year and so just up and down that just you can get that offense fixed. That means everything. That means Saquon, the O-line, passing game, just cohesion with the new coordinator and Hurts and all that. And just get the offense going, man. Let Vic handle the defense and things should work themselves out, hopefully. So
For sure.
But we shall see. Now, let's change the subject a little bit, but kind of make it Eagles and play a little fun game here. So, basketball. There was just the All-Star game this past weekend. I don't know if anybody saw it, and
It's been good.
It's not
yeah.
funny
But
anymore.
we brought up the celebrity Devonta.
It's not funny anymore. The best dunkers in the NBA aren't even part of the dunk contest. That's what makes it not fun. Like, we should have had a John Morant.
I agree. Yeah, I know. And hey, I just want our Sixers to make an Eastern Conference Finals. But when it comes to the All-Star game, I agree with that. But let's have a little fun. So we talked about the Devonta Smith celebrity softball game, and during All-Star weekend they have a celebrity basketball game. So let's kind of combine some and just make this up here. If we were going to create an all-time starting five on basketball, so that means, I mean, you don't have to necessarily, just five guys that are going to go out on a court right now and beat another team of five in a basketball game, Eagle players, and you got to create a starting five basketball team using all-time Eagle players. Could be on the team right now, could be former players. Like, who's your point guard? Who's a few forwards? Who's your center? And like, how's your basketball team gonna look in a fantasy hypothetical Eagles thing? Put Cooper DeJean out there probably somewhere.
Of
I
course,
gotta
he's
put
definitely one of your guards.
I gotta put Saquon up there.
And if we're doing Coop, then we have to do Darren Sproles, right?
Oh yeah, a little Nate Robinson kind of out there, just yeah, little Chris
I
Paul
saw
out there or
Saquon play
something.
basketball
Yeah,
in high school, so I know he can play ball.
yeah.
Here's the
Here, how
real.
about for
Who
center,
have
King
these-
Dunlap? Remember
It
him?
had to be one of the tackles, right?
Center Reggie White.
Reggie White is the center.
Who's actually? But I'm trying to think of like in lore of like, you know who actually I heard is really good at basketball was Nick Foles. Heard he was pretty solid.
Yeah, I heard he was
But
pretty solid too.
I don't know. Yeah, would be a good pick. He'd be great. He's actually put up pretty good performances in the celebrity All Star game before, so that's
Yeah.
a good pick. Donovan McNabb played basketball at Syracuse, so that would be a solid pick too. Who's our head basketball coach?
Andy Reid.
You went your center. You wanted the Minister of Defense. I'm going Jordan Mailata.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
he's like what? He's like 6'8". He's like 6'8".
Yeah. Yeah,
he's aggressive as fuck.
Yeah, I don't think you're scoring a basket on Jordan Mailata in the post.
No way.
And he's not even the tallest Eagle of all time either.
Yeah.
Who is
How about that?
I think it's tied between no, it's he didn't play here that long. It was Villanova.
I know who.
Villanova,
King Dunlap?
Pittsburgh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So now I have a random question for everybody. This is going to encompass all sports. I'm talking all sports. It could be collegiate, college, NFL, NBA, hockey, baseball, all sports in the world, all time. What is your favorite uniform? Now, I'm not talking just Phillies or Eagles or Sixers. I mean, it could be, because mine's probably going to be the Kelly Green Eagles. That's one of my top ones, but it could be anything. It could be anything.
The Kelly Green is obviously my favorite, but I think the prime Oregon Ducks, when they had Mariota and all them, and they were balling, and they had a different helmets to go with the Oregon is, and Baylor's basketball jerseys are pretty tough too.
Yeah. Well, you can't pick a uniform, no shirt, Dom. You just aren't supposed to wear anything. So it's like
uniform. I'm at work. It's a uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
That's
the marketing gig. Is you trademark that, you make like a belly just imprinted on a shirt, and then people wear it over their shirt, and it's like you're not wearing a shirt, but you're wearing as a shirt. So
right.
Buy no shirt, Dom. There you go.
Yep. Exactly. Somebody take a picture. Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
So now I still say the best uniforms that's not Philadelphia has to be the San Diego Chargers.
Oh, those powder blues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with those.
You are pure, bro. You are pure.
Yeah. So, all right, next question. Moving on down the questions here. So we're in the off season. My question to the panelists here is, what is your favorite off-season move of all time regarding the Philadelphia Eagles? So, a move that happened during the offseason that is your favorite move of all time that you think just made so much impact, or just your favorite move, you know?
Not to be cliche, but he's from the Valley, and it got to be getting Saquon. I think just because I'm a Valley kid, not to I think when we brought Saquon home, I think there's nothing that's going to top. And the way he did the next season, and got a Super Bowl and no Super Bowl, like, I don't think that can be top, in my personal opinion.
it's hard to argue with the results, right? Because you get a player one off season, and that literally that same year he wins he is like the catalyst for you winning the Super Bowl. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's hard to argue with that one.
The best offseason trade is a 2-for-1, AJ Brown,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? The other is when you trade Carson Wentz and you got all them picks back from the Saints, and then what those picks turned into.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, because it's not just that move; it's what they became. You're right. It's
Impacted,
all the
yeah.
players. So obviously we focus. Yeah, we focus a lot on the Eagles, but when it comes to all the other sports, or not even the other sports in Philadelphia, just Philadelphia in general, do any of y'all have a fun story you have to share? Not involving the Eagles, so involving Philadelphia, involving the Phillies, involving the Flyers, involving the Sixers. Does anybody have an interesting or a fun story or anything that they want to share about anything that's Philly sports, but that's not the Eagles? Does anybody have anything?
I just shot
What
a
do you got?
video this Christmas year with one of a viral I would say a viral influencer. No shorts, USA. I did a
Oh,
music video with him and Chase Hughes.
no shirt and no shorts. That's a crime waiting to happen.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
I and Chase Hughes did
that's cool though.
our
I've heard
part
of
of that
him,
music
dude. I've heard
video.
of him no shirt. How was that?
It was fun. It was fun. It was cold. It was a little cold. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little tad bit cold. We were City Hall, I believe it was. Yeah, City Hall. Shooting a little Christmas video. What was the song called? Feliz Navidad.
Oh yeah, yeah, Philly Navidad. Okay,
Yeah, so we shot that
that's
music
cool.
video. That was pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I haven't.
They
I, I was a young kid and a teenager, so I mean, I was at a couple Phillies games. Like I said, my grandmother and my uncle always used to get tickets because my uncle used to work ticket sales. So he used to throw her tickets all the time. My last game there was basically the 95 wild card game with the Lions. But my favorite Philly sports memory, as far as the Big Four was probably this time last year, right? So it was before I knew I was going to be covering Knuckle Mania for Bare Knuckle News.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I was trying to get tickets off of Pat Brady. I wanted physical tickets. I didn't want the downloaded copies of it. So kept missing Pat, and then next thing you know, he messages me right, and he's like, "You're you're not paying for tickets. You're not paying for tickets. Neither are your kids." He's like, "And actually," he's like, "I got a surprise for your son." So we met him at another place that he was doing like a meet and greet before the fight. Gives all of us tickets, but then he also gives my son a framed glove that was signed by John Jones when Pat went out
Wow,
to train with John
wow.
before he got to BKFC. So
The goat, many people's goat, John Jones.
That's
yeah, so that's why I said watching Pat retire like that was probably a unique memory, just because you
Yeah,
know to me, looking out for me in that way, making sure I don't have to pay for tickets, making sure my kids experience that first Knucklemania the way they did.
oh,
My
man.
son got to meet Conor McGregor that weekend, so he was
that's
he
tough.
was he was just so he was frozen. Like he
I
couldn't
bet.
say anything. My daughter had to be like, "Connor, come here, take
Yeah,
a picture,"
yeah.
and he
Yes.
was just yeah, couldn't get a word out of him.
That'd be me, bro. I'd be frozen too if I had to meet
Right.
Conor McGregor. Wow.
Wow.
That
The only stadium I believe you should throw a ball back is Wrigley Field.
Wrigley Field.
It's the only stadium I think when we're talking about baseball, that's the only stadium you should throw a ball back in.
No, why do you say that? Why Wrigley?
Because that's where it started.
Oh, that's the throwing the ball back tradition. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Let me. You just made me think of a question. Let me ask y'all a question. Answer which one you'd pick. So, would you rather catch a stray ball in the stands flying out of bounds at a football game at the Eagles game? Would you rather catch a basketball flying stray out in the stands at a Sixers game? Would you rather catch a hockey puck that flies out the glass in your hands at a Flyers game, or would you rather catch a home run baseball, bottom of the ninth inning, playoffs, Bryce Harper, Phillies? Okay, so
It's,
what would you guys rather
I'm gonna
pick?
kick this one off. Listen, basketball got to give back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hockey puck. I have one that's signed, and it was from a rink. So those are specific for NFL games, right? Right. A lot of times that if you get one of those balls, they have to swap one out for you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So if you get one of those, you're not getting a ball that the general public has access to. Major League Baseball, as unique as that may be, you can go and buy one and order one offline, like there's nothing to it. Getting one of those balls at a football game, I think that's something you got to hold on to. If one of the players kind of launches one in the stands, listen, that's one you got to hold on to.
yeah.
Though it's one of those rare things. As cool as a home run ball during the playoffs, or I mean, I've gotten guys to throw me and my kids balls, doing warm up drills for the infield. Like it's
Yeah.
not that hard to get a baseball.
Yeah.
I would say the two hardest ones that you mentioned is hockey puck. Basketballs you have to give back.
Yeah,
It don't
yeah.
matter if it goes in the stands, you ain't keeping it.
Yeah, well, just imagine walking out the Xfinity Mobile Arena with just a basketball and yeah, you never see it. Oh, a golf ball. So that happens a lot of times. When a professional golfer hits a fan in the gallery, he'll come over and he'll sign his glove or he'll sign the ball and give it to the fan usually. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'll tell you what, if because Tiger Woods has his own name, by the way, if you guys don't know this, engraved on his golf ball, so it's kind of like an autograph. If you get a Tiger Woods golf ball, I might take that over everything. So,
Right.
but that's just me. Yeah. All right, it will. Now, my last question for everybody before we wrap things up is this. Out of all the four sports in Philly sports, if you had to go into a game and perform your best, just your absolute best, whatever that is, what position and what sport would it be? Like, would you be a first baseman for the Phillies? Would you be a running back or a kicker for the Eagles? Would you be a backup, a small forward for the Sixers? Like, what do you think you can go in and perform the best at? If you had to go like into a game right now and actually do pretty like we're all not going to do good at this, but like our best.
Us can skate, so we can take hockey off the board, right?
Yeah, for me at least.
Well, I should be off the board. I think for each one of us, I think probably the safest bet would probably be playing outfield for the Phillies because that'd probably be the best chance that you could perform at your best. You don't get a whole lot of balls out there.
Let's just say back in your prime, you're like your prime, like your best version of yourself
So
to
you
go out
didn't
on.
say that now. You didn't say that now.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry. Let's rephrase the question. Knowing that, what would you do? No shirt, Tom. What do you got?
Yeah, I'll be a running back. Steve.
Oh yeah, looking like Barry Sanders out there without a shirt.
Jerome Bettis. I'll be Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, Jerome Bettis. Instead of the bus, you'll just be the no shirt.
No shirt.
Oh man, that'd be great. Let's be honest. We're all if we had to be in the outfield for the Phillies, we're giving up some outs. If we had to be on the
Yes,
Sixers, we're
right.
giving up some. We're giving up some boards. We're giving up. It's just not going to be good all around. What? All right. Very, very, very last question. If we're just Eagles specifically, what position do you think you could play? Well, you said running back. So you guys think you'd be running back or how many yards do you think you can get in an NFL game if you actually had to go play a game?
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
talk
want to be
about the
running the
offensive
ball. I
line
want to be
first.
tackling the ball carrier. Let's be honest. I want to be on that D line. Hell with running the ball. I want to be the one stopping them.
Yeah, that's true. Can't argue with that. Well, hey, folks, time flies when you're having fun and talking Philly sports. So that's a show. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody got anything exciting coming up down the road here they want to share?
Yeah, we got 2 interviews on the network next week. Me and Justin are going to be joined by our favorite Green Man, Mr. Drew. And we also, on Wednesday, as long as his schedule stays the way it is, I should be talking to former Philadelphia Phillies pitcher, Pat Combs. Yeah.
Pat
Everyone
Combs.
forgets that he was an Olympian.
Wow.
Wow.
He was on the 88 Olympic team. No, it's
Yeah. And Steve did a great interview with former Phillies Tommy Green recently. You guys got to check that out too. So Monty G, everybody, Monty G birthday bash is April, I think 19th at Citizens Bank Park. So you know Monty G, right? No shirt and Steve?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
sir.
yeah. So that's something that they announced recently. So yeah, I know me and Moose were talking about that. Yep. So sounds like a lot of good events coming up, guys. And anything else? Anything else anybody needs to add?
Let's not forget celebrity softball game, Clear Vision at
Yes.
Coca-Cola Park. Devonta
May
Smith
2nd.
celebrity
Yep.
softball game. 5th annual celebrity softball game. Don't forget. Coca-Cola Park, downtown. A good time. They had the home run derby and everything there, man.
Yeah. So
May
it's May
2nd. It's a
2nd.
Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, get your ticket. Get your ticket soon, because it might sell out. You can get them on at Clear Vision.
Yep. And they have a lot of fun fan experiences. They'll do an auction as well, where like if you're interested, like you just wait till midnight on this one day, and they'll have like 10 different things, like hang out in the players' lounge, or play, go on the field and hold the national anthem next to the players, or this. And they have all these cool experiences that you can bid on, and then you can see if you win the auction, and then yeah, it's a great event. They do a lot of fun, fan-friendly things, and like No Shirt said, that's May 2nd. Coca-Cola Park, so check it out, guys. All right, that is Inside the Eagles. Until next time, everybody,